Saidah Nairobi.
Yes.
I cannot believe I'm sitting here with you.
This is exciting. Like, and it's crazy because when we met like you were behind the camera, I was auditioning for Step Up, like, and I didn't even know you were a writer and everything until like we actually had our like sit down and talk and everything. I'm just like, that's dope. I've always loved the arts. I've grown up, you know, in loving music, loving dance. You know, I was inspired watching Michael Jackson, Janet, Mary J. Blige, Aaliyah. Like, there was so much. I love like musicals. The Wiz was like one of my favorite, you know, musicals growing up. I love Sparkle, and you know, just like musicals with Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, like the classics and stuff. So I just always loved arts. And I went to performing arts high school in Atlanta called DeKalb School of the Arts. That's still around. I think it's like the #1 performing arts school in Georgia.
Love that.
And it's just that I really focused on music in high school. Dance was a hobby. And I loved hip hop. I didn't like ballet, tap, jazz. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand like why I needed to add that to my vocabulary as a dancer, because I just naturally gravitated towards, even though I used to watch the Fred Astaire's and Gene Kelly's and all that, it didn't click that if I want to dance like that, I need to know how to do this. This is the foundation that they have. I didn't associate it. So I just, I always loved hip hop. So I had a crew that I danced with after school called Isis Gold. And we would, you know, do a lot of the crank dancing, like geeking. And that was my foundation as a dancer, like really heavy on my feet. Energetic, gritty, and we were all girl squads. So it was like when we would compete against other dance crews, we were the only crew to have all girls, and we would do a mixture of like Atlanta, like, you know, round and round we go, you know, and then we bust out in some like Sean Paul combination or whatever, or like R. Kelly, move your body like a snake, girl, and then we go back to like bring it up, put it, you know. So it was like we would combine like the Atlanta style of dance to just hip hop, and so it was just, that was where I came from. So when I went to college, I wanted to continue dancing. Music, I was still really shy about. It was something I did, but I was used to doing it with my girls, like my friends and everything. So, but with dance, even though I was used to doing that with my girls too, for some reason when I saw there was a talent show at my college, Bennett College for Women, I was like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna put together a little combination, I'm gonna do a little something, and it just like wowed them. They were like, yo, you dance, like you the dancer at the school, like they really just were like, you have a talent. And I didn't think about it like,
because I'm a writer, sometimes I look back at some of the pieces that I write and I'm like, oh my God, I wrote that? Like, at what point did you realize, like, oh my God, like kind of like an aha moment, like I'm a dancer? Like,
it was when it was what was it really? I think it was when I really decided that I wanted to pursue it. And it was in college. Like that talent show was like a seed. And then when I auditioned to be a part of an organization in college, where in the level of focus that I was around, the dancers that were a part of that crew, they were all juiced, like hungry. They had this motivation of like this drive of like, we want to dance. And I was like, yo, yes. And then Sierra just came out at this time. Goodies had just dropped. Oh, 1 2 Step.
That was all my favorite too.
All the jams, right? And then I'm looking at her and I'm like, yo, she got the combat boots, she got the cargo pants, she got the crop top. That was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I felt a kindred spirit with her. I looked up her choreographer. I was like, oh my God, it's Jamaica. I remember her from Usher's tour and just, you know, her involvement with A. Marie's project. And I was just like, I can do this. You know, The Secret kind of came around that time, and I remember like it really resonated with my spirit of just the whole like you are what you attract, law of attraction, and vision boards. That's when I started like understanding that content and that understanding of like making the vision plain in front of you, writing it down. So I really
all big things.
So I really felt like it was important because I grew up in church. But at the time that I was going to college and everything, I was on this like spiritual journey of just really having a personal relationship with God outside of the establishment of a church, you know, and so finding those kind of things like the law of attraction, vision boards and stuff really fed my spirit in a dope way where it was like, it really, it showed me like faith without works is dead. It was still applicable to what I was learning in church, you know what I mean? But it was just like another dynamic of it. So I would type up, I am elevated, I am a dancer, I am, money comes easily and frequently, just things that really poured into my spirit. You know, I am powerful, I am strong, I am enough. And then I would have pictures, you know, of just like what I want to like achieve. And every year I would update it, you know. So I just really felt like I had that mindset and I just locked in. There was no room for doubt or anything of just like, I can't do it, I can't be it. I just knew that I need to put in the work.
There is a flow, and you do have to submit to that flow. And I think that that's what Oprah was talking about yesterday when she was on air, is submitting to that flow of your life, because ultimately what comes into your life is only supporting what you've asked for. Period. Speaking of beehive that's on the plunger in your bathroom, getting that call, I'm sure that you didn't get a call directly from Beyonce, but like getting that call from her team, or you auditioned, you went through the audition process, and now, you know, you get the call like, hey, you're going on tour. So, or how did it go? So the story, that wasn't, the Formation tour wasn't my first tour working with Beyonce. Okay. The first tour I did with her was in 2009, the I Am World Tour. Okay. And that was my first, like, major job, I would say, in the sense of it being a world tour. Got it. So that's the one that took me to Australia, South America, Europe, Asia, where the only place I had seen before that tour was Japan. And I remember going back to the vision board thing where I was like, okay, I saw Japan. If I can just go to London next year, just London. I only envisioned going to London. Then I was like, I'm good, because now I got Japan in my belt, I got London in my belt, and I'm on a roll here. This is cute. I saw the whole world in that year alone, you know, in 2009. And it blew my mind, because it made me realize how I thought my dreams were big and I was dreaming small. So the first thing I do when I go to New Orleans, they're like, do you know how to play tug of war? I'm like, yeah, I know how to do tug of war. So they're like, okay, cool. So they say like, we're gonna tie a rope around your waist and you're gonna play tug of war with B. I was like, okay, cool. What? Yeah, so we're in this, it's this shot, and we're literally like, she's sitting across, you know, standing across from me. We're in this water, it's in a lake, and it's kind of cold because we both have on like slips pretty much, and we're just both like pressing our body weight against the end of the ropes, and we're just like staring into each other's eyes, and we're just doing this for like 5 minutes. Okay. And I'm like, this is the first time I've seen B since like years. This is so intimate and beautiful. Yeah. And it was just like, I was just like, you know, you are just so beautiful. This is such a like beautiful like experience. You know what I mean? It just like felt like an exchange of like, I call it like the tug of love, you know, just exchange of light and energy and love, because she's such a light being. Yeah. She radiates. And it just really felt like we were in that moment just giving each other unspoken, you know, love and energy and vibrations. And that's how I took the moment. Like, I'm just going to be a Destiny's Child and that's it. Right. But, you know, like she, you know, wrote Destiny another way, you know what I mean? And like, just really became like a beacon of inspiration and empowerment for women in a generation and time where it was needed to have someone like her represent that, you know? And she does it with such class, which is like important, because a lot of people just kind of get caught up in like the, oh, you gotta be ratchet or da 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 da, and it's like, no, it's important to be a class act too, you know what I mean? Like, you can be dynamic and bold and powerful, but you can also have a thing about you, that a virtue, you know, those virtues are important, you know, that humility, like she's a very humble person. She's not like, you know, just somebody that's cocky about like, oh, I'm Beyonce, da da da, you know what I mean? Like, she's very spiritually aware, you know, and so it just was really perfect, like, because I felt a maturity in myself as a dancer. Like, when my first world tour was with this woman. It's so crazy how like God works, where like
this show came and Raven reached out to ours and it was a thing. Like, I didn't know that they were doing casting. It like came my way, and I was like, this is so dope, you know. And I knew about the Step Up franchise because my husband danced in 2 of the movies, and so I was like just really excited about the idea of being a part of Step Up's brand, but as an actor, you know, because I never did get to dance in the movies. But it's like, here I am, it's shooting in Atlanta. Now I get to be around, you know, my community, but in another realm, which I feel like offered inspiration to them. Like, oh my gosh, like I just saw her on Tour B, and now I see her.
Like, like you were alongside of Naya, Neo.
And that's the thing too. We do gigs. Like, I'm his dancer. You know what I mean? He's my boss in that realm. But like, now we're co-workers, and so it's like, but he's such a family-oriented, sweet, humble, down-to-earth kind of man. It's just like that he embraced it. It was like, I'm proud of you. Like, congratulations. You know what I mean? Like, you doing this. And he didn't, you know, treat me like, what you doing over here? You need to go practice my steps so when the show comes. You know what I mean? It was like simultaneously, like we're on set together, you know, shooting an episode, and then we're in rehearsals for his music video. You know what I'm saying? So it was like 2 in 1, and it was just really fun to like be in the midst of 2 worlds at the same time like that. And I was just kind of just taking it all in, of just like the space that God had me in. My husband was a part of the show, choreographing. I'm like, and then Jamaica, the one
there
that like the I call her my career angel. You know, she has been there from day one. She was the first choreographer that really saw me and believed in my potential, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna take you under my wings, and we're gonna take flight.
What is next for Saidah? I know we have the book that I want to talk about. Give me the title of it.
Yes, so of course I just published Leap of Faith. The Journey of a Dream, a memoir. As you can see here, and I'm so proud of this. This is actually me taking a leap, you know, and it's just so significant because I'm not a ballerina. I don't have that technique, but I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna put my unperfect toes in this unflexible back, and I'm gonna arch for my life, and I'm gonna go for this thing. I'm gonna take my leap of faith, you know, with this, and it's just that's what this whole journey has been about for me, and I'm really excited about the book. I have met so many awesome people just by being a vendor at festivals and conferences, and just meeting a whole nother world of really awesome people outside of the dance community, because I've been in this community so long, and so it's just really awesome to connect with another, you know, world of creative, empowering, inspiring people that are drawn to, you know, what this book is about. So definitely like continuing to push this forward, and just really just generating more opportunities to give, you know what I mean? Like speaking engagements, hosting, really pushing forward with music. That's, you know, been a process, but I'm like still determined, like there's something there, and I need to like get it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I need to get whatever it is creatively that wants to come out through music out, and be like, okay, I did it. All right. Because I did put out We Are, and that, you know, the single is beautiful, and I love how it's connected with people, but it's like there's more content that I want to get out. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, I'm waiting for that team that's just perfect, that we can just make this synergy happen and make it happen. And I'm just keeping myself open, like being an author, actor, singer, dancer, a host, motivational speaker, and now mommy. I'm just like, let's do it.
Like living your best, highest life, and not being afraid to try stuff.
Exactly. And that's what it is, just living my best life.
Preach, okay? No, but thank you so much. You are so pleasant. Like, you're so pleasant, and I just believe that like anything that you set your mind to, you know, you're going to achieve that. Like whatever you put all of your energy towards, that's what you're going to achieve. Like that's literally the type of person that you are. So I think that you have to continue to trust your journey and trust whatever way is coming. Like let it come the way that it's coming, and be as present as you can so that you don't miss anything.
That's it.
But I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much, Saidah.
Thank you, Michael. I love you too.